Hello, hello, everyone. Hi. Hey, Ari. Oh, I missed you guys as well. It was such a great vacation. I really needed this opportunity to like disconnect. I had not had a vacation in probably 2 years. Even last year around my wedding, I did not take a honeymoon, which we hope to still do at some point. Um, but life was lifing, and we thought it was the wiser choice to tuck our money away for a future together. And we ended up not going on a honeymoon, which is not necessarily a regret, but I do hope we get to do that at some point. But a vacation was incredible. It was so nice to just disconnect. I remember packing for it like it was yesterday. I remember driving down to the beach like it was yesterday, and I could not believe like how fast it went by. It was such a good time. It was like a whole, hey James, hey everyone. Thank you, Mandy. It was just like a whole like vacation with like my family, like my side of the family. We were a walk to the beach. We like had this incredibly beautiful beach house. Every single room had king beds and ensuite bathrooms. We had hot tub, we had a pool. It was just like really nice to like splurge on ourselves. We weren't worried about money while we were down there. Like we were mindful, but we were just like, if we want it, we're gonna do it. And it just was incredible. And then coming home and still having a couple more days off. The only downer really was my family was sick pretty much the entire time. So there wasn't a lot that we could all do together at the same time because someone was always down and out. But we did have a couple of dinners together where we all were able to go. My husband ended up getting sick. So he spent his last few days of vacation with sinus infections. That kind of sucked for him. Um, but yeah, overall, it was a great time. I am happy to be back. Thank you, Ari. I am happy to be here. It's nice to get back into routine. I've had a lot of inspiration and divine downloads while I was away, feeling like I have like a lot of inspiration for the next steps of my life. So we're looking forward to those, most of those being in my business. So I'm excited to share those with you guys once that stuff starts rolling out. All right, so let's get into the free reads. Mandy, I am going to add you to my donation list. You have to give me a second. After Mandy, I also have James. So, Philomena, Mandy, and James, I have your donations. I will update the donation list momentarily. Sweeter than a rice cake. Glad you enjoyed yourself. Yes, it was a great time. Thank you guys. I appreciate you guys giving me space. I didn't have anybody like emailing me, messaging me. You guys really like gave me that opportunity to really disconnect, and it was very enjoyable, and I appreciate that. Let's see. Hey, transformation. I just talked about it actually. If you're interested, transformation, scroll back like a couple of minutes. You can watch on like fast playback if you want. But I did kind of give some information, some details on my vacation. It was really nice. We had a really great time. All right, let's see. I did, Margaret. It was a great vacation. All right, friends, let me grab my cards. I have Smiley, Sophie, Ari, Redwine, Margaret, Christopher, Commentary, Bria Chantel, Margaret, Pisces, Check, and James. So far, we're going to get your yes no questions going here in just a second. Let me grab my cards. Mercy, you asked a question. I'm not seeing it, Mercy. Can you post again? Lisa, I've got you. Thank you guys for liking the live stream. I really appreciate that. Oh, let me pin my donation details. At some point, guys, I haven't fully worked out the details specifically, but I will be basically live streaming through a website that I've mentioned before that I'm still creating, and you would be placing the order through the website. I won't be doing Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, because this has been my solid business for a couple of years. I want to take it off the mobile apps, and I want to get myself streamlined into one thing. So it'll probably be the Square app, and I think that they offer different options, and Cash App is included in that. I don't think that they're doing PayPal after October. They will accept your credit card information. I haven't gotten the full rundown, but just a little heads up on that. That will be officially rolled out at the beginning of the year. I'll probably do a soft launch though, just to work out any kinks before the end of the year. Because I will be starting to go live on TikTok as well. And I need everything streamlined through one place because it's getting very crazy having multiple payment options in different payment apps. It's just getting nuts. But I will, of course, let you guys know when that gets started. Hey, Daisha. All right, let's roll this out real quick. Some yes/no questions for everyone. Smiley, will I be moving into my townhouse by next week? Smiley, I'm getting a no. I'm getting the double. Maybe the timing is off. Sophie, does D-Cancer still want a romantic relationship? Eight of Swords, I'm getting a no for Sophie. Ari, the Aries princess, would marketing major be better for me than fashion merchandising? I'm getting a no, Ari. I have the tower. I don't think it's a bad move for you. I don't know if it's better for you than fashion merchandising. Maybe the collaboration of the two would be good, but I don't think on its own. Red wine. Does our Cancer have someone else besides me? Yes. Ace of Cups, red wine. Yes. Margaret. Hello, good evening. I hope you enjoyed yourself. I did. Margaret, did you give me a question? Yes, you did. Well, I have $700 to move with in October. Margaret, I'm getting a maybe. Where is it leaning towards? I have a yes. Well, it's technically a maybe, but it's a most likely yes. It was the Two of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles. I think you have to use your intuition and really make sure that you're making smart moves this month, and doing the things that you need to get you to where you want to be. Christopher Richard. So Christopher Richard Swinehart, hello and welcome in. I only offer yes/no questions for free. So if you want to revise your question, you can. Commentary, Bria Chantel. Will I get the job I interviewed for yesterday? Ooh. Commentary, it has not been decided. Six of Swords. I think you can expect a happy outcome, but I don't think the decision has been made, so I can't give you a straight answer. Pisces chick, will I get a remote job offer this fall? You also have the Six of Swords, so this is a maybe. Which way is it leaning? I'm getting a yes. It's leaning towards a yes, Pisces chick. James, will Patty and I advance in our relationship this year? I'm getting a no, Four of Swords, James. Lisa, will I get the CM job with the F company? Yes, Eight of Pentacles. Sienna, will I be able to get a job far away from home? I'm getting a no right now, Sienna. 10 of Wands. Mercy. Is Elvin thinking or missing Mercy? I'm getting a no, the Tower, Mercy. Daisha, Do I have my manifestations I've been praying for and blessings coming for me? The things that you're asking for, Daisha, are being blocked from you, I assume, for your highest good. So there's things that you're wanting that either it's just not a good time for you to have that right now, or it's just not for your highest good at this time, because I am getting a no. Tane, will I be packing to move Las Vegas this year? This is a free will question, but if you want to know if the potential is good and clear, let's see. I'm getting a no, the moon, Tane. There might be some adjustments you've got to make first, friend. Pluto, platonic tendencies. Show me a yes or no for platonic. I'm getting a yes. Queen of Pentacles, platonic. Is the Virgo going to contact me again? Haru, maybe. Most likely not, though. Most likely not. Was N watching IJ today? Yes, the sun. Leo energy, IJ. Will I be moving into my dream apartment before October? Sweeter. I'm getting a yes. Knight of Cups. Christopher is my future girlfriend in black. Let's see. I am getting a yes. 7 of Wands, Christopher. Mary, will I be receiving a new financial job opportunity now by next month? Maybe. Which way is it leaning? Maybe. Which way is it leaning? Yes. Mary, I think this is a very, very up in the air, but I think the outcome is good for you here. You're welcome, Lisa. Bree Williams. Does M the Gemini miss me and my positivity? I'm getting a no, Bree. Maybe they miss one or the other, but maybe not both. I have the 5 of Wands and the 8 of Cups. Christopher is a Gemini. I'm a Gemini too. Hey Ray, welcome in. Color purple. All right, guys, we're going to have to end the list here. I'm going to do color purple and I'm going to do Haley, but the free list is now closed. Ray, I'll put you in too. Is Brian Kelly Mutiso in love with Mary? Getting a yes. Ace of Cups for color purple. Will I make some money if I create my Fiverr account? Haley. You're welcome, IJ. Haley, I'm getting a yes. The sun. Mary, you're welcome. Ray, will my new principal write me a good recommendation? Yes. 9 of Wands for Ray. All right, guys, let's go ahead and update the donation list. We have some that have come through. Philomena was a pre-order, so she's going to be first. And no one can pay to skip her, but skips the, like, if you want to skip the line that is open in general, it's $5 to do so. But first, before you make that decision, let me post the list just so everyone can see where they are. If you're worried about someone skipping you, you can donate $5 to save your spot. That's also an option. You can leave your question with me if you can't wait around for your answer. You can come back on your own another time. Or, of course, you can stick around until it's your turn. There's multiple options there for you. All right, so we have a couple of people. We have Philomena, we have Mandy, James, Ruby, and Smiley. Philomena, if you're here, you can check in with me, friend. I have Philomena for a in-depth reading. Oh, sweeter. Hey, friend. Okay, let me update that really quickly. I couldn't remember. I'm still getting in the groove of things. And sometimes it's like my short-term memory is non-existent. Hey, Philomena. Guys, when I was on vacation, we always go to this place called The Spot, and it's in Outer Banks, and it's so freaking good. It's privately owned, small business. They only have 2 locations in North Carolina, but it's literally like our favorite place to go. They have acai bowls, like health food and drinks, functional sparkling waters, smoothies, all kinds of stuff. Like I'm obsessed and I miss it. Like every time we leave, we go multiple times while we're there. I even got merch from there as well. It's just like literally tradition. It's mine and Brennan's like favorite place to go when we're down there. And it's got me craving acai bowls so badly. And since I have a Ninja Creamy, I'm going to be doing some experimenting. But I'm making some acai bowls at home, and I'm so excited for it. Okay, Philomena, what are Trey the Cancer's intentions for me? He messaged me last week that he misses me after 2 years of no contact. Okay, Philomena, let's take a look. What are Trey the Cancer's intentions for Philomena? What are Trey the Cancer's intentions? Okay. All right, Philomena. So you're kind of coming through as like the person that he regrets, I guess, like disconnecting from or becoming in no contact from. But he thinks that you have not changed. He thinks that you're the same type of person or the same mentality that you were back when you guys would communicate with each other. So, for instance, Philomena, if you feel like you've had a lot of growth since then, he's looking at you as someone who's frozen in time. Like he's expecting you to be with him the way that you have been. So if you feel like you've had a lot of growth, you've had a lot of change, you're not here for the bullshit, but maybe back then you would put up with it, he thinks that you're still that way. So you have to really show him that you're not that person anymore. I feel like while he has some regrets about disconnecting and contact from you, it's never enough. It doesn't feel like there are strong feelings for him. From him for you. It does not feel like he has residual feelings left over. I think that he regrets not seeing things through with you. I think that he regrets not seeing what could have come of it. But it's almost like he's going back through his roster, if that makes sense. And it almost seems like he's just trying to touch base with you again. I don't feel good intentions. I have the devil and I have the 7 of Swords explaining the devil. And then I also have the 5 of Wands. There's a lot of external conflict and headache you're going to receive from this connection if you pursue it. His intentions are to come in here and just be very selfish, to just do what it is that he wants to do, act with you how he wants to act. He's not coming correct. I don't think that he has changed himself. And I think there's a lot of like underhanded, sneaky behavior that he will provide to this connection should you pursue it. I don't think his intentions are good. We have the devil and we have the 7 of Swords. When you're talking about that in terms of a friend, a love interest, an acquaintance, any of it, you cannot trust this energy at all. I think that he's here for a good time. Again, he's here for selfish reasons. That's his intentions, is to basically have fun with you. I think he wants to see if you can be manipulated, if you will like allow for him to come back into your life. I think he's not really in a position to really want to work for it either. I think that if you're like, okay, that's fine, let's see each other, let's hang out, but I really want to see some effort from you, he's immediately going to be put off by that and move on to the next person. I think that he's just trying to go for what's easy right now. And that's, clearly up to you how you want to handle that. But I think it's going to bring about a lot of conflict for you, stress, definitely very disagreeable energy. Like, I don't think you guys are on the same page or wanting the same things. And I think you're going to be carrying the weight of this connection again. So if before you felt like it wasn't like equal energy, like if you felt like you were putting more effort towards this connection than he was, you're going to find yourself back in that place. I do feel like the universe, aka your higher self, aka source, God, creator, I have the magician here, I think you are being tested. Okay, so I think that a lot of times when we say we want something different, when we say we want to change, this is what we're looking for, the universe will test us. They will bring back people into our lives just before our life is about to change to say, dangle it in front of our face and say, are you sure that this is what you want? Because I can give this to you again if you haven't learned your lesson. So this is a test for you, Philomena, whether or not you entertain it. A lot of the times we are tested just before something really great is about to happen to us. So if this is not what you're looking for, you have to draw a line in the sand for it, okay? Let me know if you have any questions about this. And then I'm going to move on to the next person. Mandy, if you're here, feel free to post your question, friend. All right, Mandy, what are P's current feelings towards me? He told me he sees settling down with me. Last time I had a reading from you, you told me he was gaining feelings for you. Want to see what the energy is now. Hey, Rhoda, how are you? Were you here earlier in the night? Why do I feel like I've seen your name tonight? Maybe I'm wrong. Well, how are you? Hopefully you're doing well. All right. What are P's current feelings? Your Cash App link wasn't in Linktree. Oh, Rhoda, yes, so sorry. Mandy, I'm shuffling for you now. Give me a second. Okay, Cash App, I'm so sorry. When Cash App wasn't working for me a couple of weeks ago, just before I went on vacation, I had to just like turn it off. But it is working now. I had to verify myself and set up as a business account. And we're all good with Cash App now. So thank you for that, Rhoda, because honestly, I would have completely forgot that it wasn't there. Okay, try now. Let me know if you have any issues. It should be there now. You're welcome, Ari. I am doing well, Rhoda. Thank you. I have your link. I just have to find it. No, you're good, Rhoda. However you get there is fine with me, but it should be in the link tree now. And I do appreciate you bringing that to my attention because I completely forgot to turn it back on. Usually people that have donated a lot, they like have that information. But I still want to make sure it's easily accessible. So it should be back on the link tree now. P's current feelings towards Mandy. P's current feelings towards Mandy. So Mandy, it looks like he wants to work with you. He's here for compromise. He does have some things that he's wanting to do for himself first. That's putting him a little bit more in a selfish mindset. But I am seeing him open to being a team with you, Mandy. He's saying, I'm willing to compromise. I'm willing to work. And there's a difference between settling and a difference between compromise. He's not trying to make you settle, Mandy. He's saying, there are some things that we have to work on together. You know what I mean? So for example, let's just say you're dating someone and they don't want to get married at all and you want to. By staying in that relationship, you would be settling knowing that you're never going to get what you want. In a relationship with P, you are going to get what you want, but it may not come as quickly as you thought it was going to. So maybe instead of like it happening this year or next year, maybe it's a couple years down the road, but it's still a compromise. You're still getting that commitment from this person. So that would be a compromise. So that's kind of what I'm trying to say here is that P is saying, I'm not trying to neglect you. I'm not trying to make you feel like you're neglecting yourself. I am here to like tell you that I can give you these things. It's just not going to happen right this second. He did say he's doing something business related. So he's definitely more in a selfish mindset, Mandy. When I say selfish, I just mean that he's more focused on his plans and his goals that he feels that he wants to achieve maybe first or get that started, get that off the ground before pursuing something else with you, which is fair. It's valid. I think a lot of people like to feel very set up first before they, experience something else. Yeah, I am getting that his feelings are genuine towards you. Let's get some more specifics on that. So he's coming through as the Emperor. You're welcome, Sienna. He's coming through as the Emperor. So he's husband. He's like, I'll be your man. I'll be your partner. I'll be your husband. The main thing is he doesn't want to let you down. I think that he knows right now he can only give, for example, let's just say in order to be what you want him to be, he wants to be able to give you 80% of him or 90% of him. He's saying right now to give you that, I'd only be able to do like 30, 40%, and that's not fair to you. He's not here to sway you. He's not here to try to change your mind. I think he's not in the business of forcing anything here with you, but I think he wants to make his intentions clear with you and let you know that he wants to settle down with you. He wants to put down roots with you. I think that he just doesn't, I think he's worried about disappointing you. He's worried about, giving you this like expectation, I suppose, of what could be, but you wanting that sooner and him being like, I can't, like, I just can't. He said he needs a little bit of time. So I think checking in with him. But the thing is, Mandy, this is the key. All right. You want something with him, right? And he wants something with you. But in the meantime, you need to be getting something out of this connection. So what he's getting out of the connection is that he's able to focus on the things that he wants to do. He's saying, give me a little time. It won't be long, but give me a little bit of time. But you need to make sure that in the meantime, you are also getting something out of this connection. So that could be something symbolic. That could be a key to his place. That could be you guys get a pet together. That could be, you get engaged. I mean, I don't want to like force any ideas on you because I don't know what the stage of your connection is. But basically, like something to kind of say, hey, this is representative of what the future holds for us. And it gives me something now that's tangible while you pursue your dreams, because it makes me feel more confident that we're working towards building a future together. So Mandy, if he's getting what he wants out of this, you also need to make sure you're getting something out of this as well in the meantime, until you guys can get to that place where you feel like, okay, now our life has started. Do we see marriage? Is there marriage here in their future? Hey, I speak. How are you? Is their marriage here in the future? So I am getting a maybe, but it's leaning towards a yes. Mandy, I have the Ace of Pentacles and the Ace of Wands. So I think what they're trying to say right now is that this person is trying to strategize, trying to be flexible, trying to be resourceful, but basically trying to be as clear with you as they possibly can be. And I am getting a yes, because the Ace of Wands and Ace of Pentacles is like new beginnings, okay? New beginnings in a future together. It's giving the gift something tangible that you can say, okay, this is it. This is what we're doing. So I feel like with the Ace of Pentacles and the Ace of Wands here, he is saying, I want a future with you. I want something with you, and I can see myself being with you. I do think, Mandy, it's very important that you like make sure that marriage is something that he wants, because maybe when he thinks of settling down or having a future together, that doesn't necessarily equal marriage. So you have to make sure that marriage is something that he wants, because he could give you everything that's similar to a marriage without the actual marriage part of it. So you have to have that conversation with him, is what I'm hearing, if you haven't already. Okay, perfect. Okay, Mandy, it sounds like you guys are on the right track then. I really don't think you have anything to worry about here. He's being very clear with you. He is setting the right expectations with you. And I think that so long as right now, in the meantime, you feel like you're getting something out of it the way that he is getting something out of it, I think that that's great. And maybe just what you're getting out of it could just be his time, his energy, his effort, him holding to this commitment. So if he's like, hey, I can't give you marriage right now, I can in the future, but what can you do for me right now? Okay, well, I can make sure that I'm being intentional with my time, whatever free time I have, I'm dedicating to you, etc. I think that as long as you feel you're getting something out of this, I think you can have faith in that what he's saying is honest and sincere. Part of being Indian, you have to get married. Okay, there you go. Yeah. I think that you're good, Mandy. I really do. Which he does. He comes and sees me and spends hours. So I think that that just indicates his intention. I think that he's wanting to make sure that you know you're important to him. And I see a lot of like new beginning energy here together. So I think you're okay. You said you haven't been intimate and he never made you feel forced. That's good. And that's actually what I said earlier, is that he's not in the business of forcing anything. I don't know if you remember that I said that. Rhoda, I have your donation. Let me update my list here. If anyone donates to skip the line, please tell me in the chat. I don't want to miss anything. I could be better, but taking it moment by moment. I just meditated. Oh, I'm sorry. Taking a minute to minute is important, but I wish that you were doing amazing. I'm doing good. I'm doing really good. I gotta admit, after vacation, it is not easy to get back into things. Like, I'm feeling lazier than ever, but I'm trying to just stay inspired by my future plans and letting that kind of motivate me. You're so welcome, Andy. I hope that you have a great night. Thank you for your donation. Okay, next up we have James. James, if you're here, you can check in with me. It looks like we're doing your usual. If anything is different, let me know. Do I live in Virginia? Oh, yeah, I'm comfortable answering that. I'm not going to give specifics like my city or anything like that. But yes, I do live in Virginia. I've lived in Virginia pretty much my whole life. Born in California, and then when I was like a couple weeks old, road tripped from California to Virginia. And I've been here ever since. I would love to go somewhere like North Carolina, have a lot of travel plans, but Virginia's okay. It's just probably, I think it's like the top fifth most expensive place to live. And I feel like we do okay, but I feel like I could actually like thrive somewhere else. Like I feel like we could have like a bigger house, we could have much more like expendable income, etc. if we live somewhere else. I just think the cost of living in Virginia is asinine, and it's a commonwealth, so I feel like we're bound by a lot of like weird things that other states are not. Um, it's not a bad place to live, but I kind of want to go south or south, a little more southwest. Hey, James. Yeah, vacationing is fun. Have I heard of Momsa Caffel case? No, I haven't. What is that? Yeah, my two BOGOs. And what's the outlook for Patty? And is romantic future, and then any guidance. Okay, so James, we're doing channeled messages. Then we're doing a love two. And then for your two BOGOs, what's the outlook for Patty and your romantic future? And then the second BOGO is any guidance for your relationship. Okay, perfect. Got it. Understood. Understood. We're going to throw your hey up on the screen because that's where we are. I speak. Tell me about the Mamta Kafel case or Kafel case. Her hubby murdered her and they live in Virginia. They're currently trying to find her body. Holy fuck. Wow. Oh my God. Where in Virginia? Crazy shit. Crazy shit. That is nuts. Can I ask a question? Why are crazy things like what is happening? Well, the good part about where I live, even though we are like off of a major highway, I feel like we live in a very safe place. We're more like Southern hospitality kind of thing, is like more prominent. But I would say anything north of Woodbridge probably isn't the safest. We kind of have been like working our way down south. Fredericksburg is also getting pretty crazy. I think the more inland you go, the less crime. The more south you go, the less crime. But yeah, but then you got like Richmond too, which is our capital. So and that's kind of crazy in certain places there. So it's like wild. I don't know. I can speak for myself and say it's pretty safe where we are, but I think that we've kind of stayed on the outskirts of like the crazy shit that happens. But yeah, there is a neighborhood that is about, I want to say 10 minutes from where I live and back. Granted, this was back in the 90s. There's actually a Netflix documentary about something that happened there. Um, and then my grandma was actually telling me about, I don't know about crime, but like a lot of stuff when I was on vacation, she was telling me about stories about her childhood and stuff. There's a lot of like hauntings here. My husband worked at a tavern where it was haunted. It was um, the only like food, no, like the only convenience store back in the Civil War times between like Fredericksburg and Richmond. It was like a whole stretch where you basically, it was the only convenience store. And that thing has been many different things over the years, but it's haunted. There's a place in Staunton near where my husband and I got married that my grandma's mom, like actually an asylum that she went to at one point in her life. And the doctor there was really fucking twisted. I'll have to get his name, but you and I should talk. I speak. I got to get back to readings, but you and I should talk because the craziest shit happens in Virginia, I will say. But that's not why I want to leave. I think I'm looking for something different. All right, James, I'm going to get started on your channel message. Sit tight for me. Guys, it's going to be about 5 or 10 minutes before I will be back. You guys are going to hear me occasionally. If you have any questions, I'm monitoring the chat, but I am doing a channeling. So that's going to take a few minutes. And I am going to look into that case that you're referring to, because that's really nuts. I don't know if you guys know, but there's like a flooding that happened down at the beach, because I went to Outer Banks down in Corolla where I was. There was a flooding that happened literally a couple days after we left. This is now the second natural disaster that my sister and I have dodged. I think we've got someone looking out for us, because the second natural disaster, and I'm pretty sure the beach house that we stayed at has been flooded. And it's the second natural disaster we've dodged in like the last month. So this world is like freaking crazy. All right, channeling now. No, you're good. I feel like you guys prompt such fun stuff, and like I want to talk to you guys about it, but I also don't want to hold up the readings either. It's been a minute since I have done a channeling, so this is going to be interesting. Oh, my iPad is at 20%, but I can do this. That's fine. I'm glad you're in a safe area. Yeah, I'm in a safe area. I am. Very, very safe. I'm sure, like anything else, it's gonna get kind of crazy where I'm at, but I'm sure at that point I'll be moving out of this area. Like, I think I'm a little bit ahead of the curve or the trend. So it's like once we move somewhere, it's great for a couple of years. And then when it starts to get populated, we move somewhere else. Like, like if you go to a grocery store, you get in line and there's no line at all. And then suddenly a whole entire line is forming behind you. It's kind of like that with where I'm living. It's like I always get to the place wherever I'm going or wherever I'm moving in a great time. And then eventually, once it starts getting like really busy, then I'm already ready to move to the next thing. But I think the next move will happen either more inland, a little more west, or more south. I don't really foresee myself staying in this state for the rest of my life, but that also depends on my family, because my family is very important to me. My husband's family is important to me. I don't want to go somewhere too far without them. So it'd have to be like a unanimous agreement for us to all like move together. All right. Manassas, yeah, that's far away from where I am. Thank you, Denise. I'm going to add you to the list, but I recently posted it. If you want to scroll up a bit, you'll be after Rhoda, okay? Hey May, how are you? Almost done, James. All right, James. I just sent to you. She says, I get conflicted about wanting my freedom and considering a relationship. I worry that my originality will be lost or smothered. I need to know that I am safe to be myself, even as that is ever changing, and that nothing will threaten my freedom and individuality. It's hard to explain, but the idea of a relationship makes me feel claustrophobic when what I really want is to feel excited and to desire it. Commitment feels scary and binding. I just don't want to feel trapped or like I'm a disappointment. I'm afraid to put myself out there. I guess I have some things to figure out, choices to make while I do my best to keep healing. I see the value in you. I need to see the value in myself. All right, I'm going to work on your love option 2 now, and then we'll get to your BOGOs. Let me update the donation list here while I have a second. We are still working on James. He has a couple more things that he donated for. Then we'll be moving to Sweeter. After that, Smiley, Rhoda, Denise. If anybody pays to skip the line, please let me know in the chat. I would like to be notified of that as quickly as possible so that I can rearrange the list. It's $5 to skip the line if you can't wait. Another option would be to leave your question with me. And if for whatever reason you don't want to do either of those things, you can also just wait around for your turn. Love option 2, Patty and James. It is Sweeter. It is still James. No, you're good. So James donated for 3 things. He donated for channeled messages, which we just finished. He donated for a love option 2, which I'm about to get done, and then a BOGO. So once I'm done with his, then it'll be your turn. And you can leave your question with me if you like. You can drop it now or wait. It's up to you. All right, James. So the first thing that's being brought to my attention is her intentions. So that she's still got a lot to work through. So when she says that she has some things to sort out, or I can't remember what I had said that she had said, but basically she's got a lot to work through still. She's still got a long way to go. If her intentions are the devil, that indicates to me that she's still not your girl. She's still not ready. She's still not in that place that you need her to be. The devil is essentially like, I don't know, maybe she's becoming more aware of her negative qualities, or she's becoming more aware of the things that stop her from being the best version of herself, but it still means it's there. It still means that she's weak to it. The devil here can talk about addiction, mental health issues, ego, secrecy, codependency, materialism, feeling powerless or hopeless, different types of abuse like substance abuse, or processing like abuse that has been done to her over time, or if she was experiencing any kind of like, I don't know, violence, abuse, that kind of thing. Maybe having a hard time moving on from certain things that she needs to really like address, negative thinking, so on and so forth. Like, you get it. The devil is basically the things that come up in our life that cater to our ego, that stop us from being the best versions of ourselves. So with that being said, in the place of her intentions, it's making me think she's got a long way to go. She still has a lot that she's got to work on and take care of. Now, thoughts and feelings, how she's showing up for the connection, lots of wands energy. We have the King of Wands, Seven of Wands, Knight of Wands. I think that she is trying to take charge of her life. I think she is trying to make wise choices. I think she is trying to fake it till she makes it, I guess. It feels like a false sense of like leadership or take charge or assertiveness that's coming from her. It's like she doesn't really believe it, but she's trying, I guess. I think that she's basically trying to become the thing that she feels she's not just yet. I do think this is good because this means that she's working on herself and she's like, okay, I know I'm not that yet, but I want to embody this. So I feel like in what she's putting towards the connection is like, okay, maybe I'm not where I should be, but I'm going to do my best. Even if I don't believe it yet, I'm hopefully at some point going to just become what it is that I want through my actions. Let's see. Are there any blocks or influences? Not really, James, but I am getting the Lovers in this position. So what it's saying is that you guys are like, I guess the influences needing to want the same things with the same intensity and the same desire at the same time. I think you guys have a hard time like wanting the same thing at the same time with the same intensity and the same desire. Does that make sense? There's like this balance that needs to happen. Like maybe majority of the time you want it more, or maybe when you're kind of getting over it and you're kind of just like frustrated about the whole situation, then she comes back and she's trying to like butter you up and change your mind and stuff. And it's almost like this push and pull dynamic between the two of you, and that could be considered an influencer block. It's not anything like crazy or like earth-shattering information, but it is a legit issue that you guys have, is wanting the same thing at the same time with the same intensity as the other person. So like that balance needs to happen there. Overall energy right now is friendship, I would say. 3 of Pentacles. Hey IJ, thank you so much. Thoughts and feelings. James, she is very protective over you. Like, I feel that it's kind of like that, you know, like, this is a weird, like, it's a weird example I'm giving because you guys are a romantic entanglement, a romantic interest. So when I give this association example, I don't mean like I'm calling you guys brother and sister, okay? But it's like the same, I guess, energy is that if you're a sibling, like you can pick on your sibling all you want, but the second that like someone else tries to pick on your sibling, then you're like, fuck that, and then you like yell at them or fight with them or whatever, because it's like I can pick on them but nobody else can, kind of thing. And I feel like that's kind of how she is with you, is it's like she's very protective of your connection. She's saying, I can do these things to him that I want to do. I can ghost him. I can go into no communication with him. I can't, you know, whatever her thought process is, like, I can do these things, but no one else can do these things. So it's almost like this protective / jealous situation that she has going on with you. Is it's like, I feel like she wants you to be like at her beck and call for whatever reason. But she's very protective of you. Like, she doesn't want someone else to screw you over, even if she screws you over. She's like, no. I guess she just perceives your connection to be like special, very like Patty Jen specific, and that like what you guys have no one else has, and like no one else can have with you. And so like there's this weird like protective territorial like feeling she gets over you. Does that serve you? Does that serve you in your connection? I don't really know. I can't answer that. But it is what it is. I would say she's in the energy right now of being like more impulsive. I guess that's the word. Quick decisions will be made. You might be hearing from her randomly, spontaneously. That's kind of the vibe that I've got for her as of lately. Let's look into your BOGOs. let me update the list as well. Sweeter than a rice cake. So you are next. I'm working on a BOGO now, and then it's going to be your turn. I wanted to double check with you what we're doing for you, if you can let me know, because the amount that you donated for, I don't have a reading option for that price unless you're like combining readings or something. So you just let me know. IJ, I'm adding you to the list now as well. All right, first BOGO. What's the outlook for your romantic future? What is the outlook for their romantic future? So James, I know this is not what you want to hear, but they're giving me summertime to the end of the year next year. Which that is a long ways. I feel like to wait. Hold on a second. Yeah. So I have the 7 of Wands and I have the 9 of Wands, and I think it's literally from August to December of next year, and I feel like that's such like a big gap, but I think it's just because how your connection has like, I wouldn't say regressed, but I think you understand what I'm trying to portray here, like what I'm trying to relate here in terms of saying the word regress, is it feels like you guys weren't exactly aligned yet. And if you guys had come into a relationship, it wasn't going to be lasting. It wasn't going to be sustainable. I think because she would be coming in to make you happy and not and appease you, and she wouldn't be doing what she felt was right, and therefore it wouldn't work out. So I think that when we were picking up on like being in a commitment earlier in the year, I think it was more so because the trajectory was leading her down a path of something she wasn't ready for, but just to make you happy, she was going to do it. And then I think she pulled out, changed her mind, and now we're going back into maybe trying to get more into alignment. And I think because of this revamp, readjustment, realignment kind of thing that's been happening between you guys, I think that that's why we're now looking into like the later part of next year specifically is the information that I'm getting. They are showing that like your persistence is like going to pay off, but you guys are going to be going through this trial and tribulation up until that point. They are showing 2 of Cups. They are showing a relationship being formed between you guys. So I think in the end, you're going to be happy that you didn't give up, because you're going to feel like you really, like, it wasn't wasted, right? I do question if it's going to be worth it to you in the end for you guys to be together, because maybe you'll feel like you had to fight so hard to get here. So I don't know if like that reward will be even sweeter, or if it will make you start to grow resentment because you're like, why did it take so long? I think it just depends on your headspace at that time. But I am getting relationship. I am getting commitment, together, good news and earthly matters around next year between, what did I say, August and December of next year. So I think in the meantime, it's just really important that you continue on this journey that you have been on of self discovery, focusing on growing and expanding in your own life personally, and just going, okay, well, whatever's going to happen is going to happen, and it's going to happen when it's going to happen, and there's nothing I can do to force this at this time. Just trying to stay positive and just know that this is for your greater good. This is for your, like your higher good. I think a lot of times we ask for something and we're not given it because we're not ready. Or if it's pertaining to you and someone else, maybe they're not ready. And it's like you ask for this like really great relationship with her where you both feel good, safe, loving, and that it's a lasting connection that you guys can build a life together and potentially have kids and all of that. But Patty would not give you that. The version of Patty that you were trying to build a life with, if she were to try to be that with you now, that would not have worked. So, Source is basically like, if this is what you want, you can't have it right now because this is not going to work out the way that you're asking for it to. So I think that's just really important to always remember. It's something that I have told you before, the version of you and the version of her that exists would not work out. And so we have to allow her the opportunity to get to that place. And sometimes we don't know why. Sometimes we don't understand it. Sometimes we get the answer, but it's like long after we needed the answer. And we kind of just have to trust and have faith. And I feel like that's what Spirit is calling you to do, because the star is here and basically saying like focusing on yourself independently, but also keeping the faith alive, keeping the hope alive. If you're really feeling it in your heart and you're really feeling her in your heart to be with her, then you will wait however long it takes for her to be at that place where you guys can have that life that you dreamed of. So I think it's still in motion. I still think that that's a potential here for you guys. I'm looking at more like later part of next year, but I think that will be worth it in the end. So let's take a look at your second question, which is guidance for your relationship together. All right, guys, while I'm shuffling for this last question for James, I'm also going to do a last call for donations. So if anybody wants to donate, do that now. I will be back tomorrow. I will be back for basically my regular schedule. I will be shifting to Monday through Friday pretty soon. That will happen in the beginning of October, but I will remind you guys like when my schedule changes and all of that. So I will be back tomorrow, but I'm just doing a last call now. Sweeter, you're going to do a mini. Okay, Sweeter, if you're ready now, you can post your question because I'm wrapping up James's reading now and I can get started on you right after that. Last call for donations before I close out my list. Any guidance? Any guidance? All right. So, James, one of your strengths is that you are pretty whole. You're very stable, you're strong, you're emperor energy. You are your own authority. You don't let anyone else influence you. You make your own decisions. Maybe you take things under advisement or consideration, but ultimately, at the end of the day, you decide for yourself what it is that you want. You are the epitome of stability, the epitome of structure. And I think that you exude just a very masculine, stable, healthy energy. And I think that spirit just really wants you to continue on that. No matter what happens between your connection and your relationship, always remember the type of person that you are. Hold steadfast in that and don't let anything that happens between the two of you to discredit those characteristics that you have, that emperor archetype, that you carry around with you and that you embody. You have the power here. So they're basically saying, don't let the circumstances, whatever they may be, make you feel more or less of value, make you feel more or less in power. One of your biggest, benefits of this connection is when you just stay non-changing, you stay consistent. And as I'm saying this to you, I feel like I've said this to you before, but I think that's one of the main things. I think there's only room for one of you in this connection to be chaotic. You know what I mean? You'll probably get your chance at some point down the line, but I think that while she's everywhere and she's all over the place, you have to remain consistent. You have to remain steady. Now, that doesn't mean not have a backbone. That doesn't mean let her treat you like a doormat. I'm just saying, in personality and energy and frequency and demeanor and just like who you are, stay consistent in that and don't waver from it, because I think that she will finally feel safe if she knows what to expect from someone. And I feel like for whatever reason, recently or over the recent past, she's not looking at you the way that she should. She's not looking at you in your direction the way that she should. She's just over here in her own mess, in her own chaotic energy. But at some point, the haze will clear. She'll get that clarity, and she'll be like, "Wow, like he's steady, like he's consistent, like he is basically been this constant in my life, and like why haven't I seen it sooner?" And I think that's why Spirit is really encouraging you to continue just to be who you are. Don't give her any excuses to think otherwise. Like, continue to just be who you are, be authentic in who you are, and being consistent. And she will eventually see that you have been the constant in her life, and she'll start to question why, like, she's never really seen that or noticed that before. If you start switching up on her, if you start changing up on her, she won't get that clarity. She needs to realize that you have just been this very, constant, steady person in her life. I don't really have like another word for it. Now, again, that does not mean that you can't put her in her place. You can't challenge her, things like that. That's not what I mean. But I'm just saying that it's helpful for your connection that you just remain you. And you don't let the circumstances of wherever the status is of your relationship affect that and change who you are. Let me see if there's anything else here. Hey, Philomena, I'll add you to the list. this is not conflicting what I just said, but it might sound conflicting at first, but I think it's okay to take a step back from her. Um, so when I say stay consistent, stay steady, stay like authentically in who you are, I'm referring to your demeanor, referring to your energy. I'm referring to like how you carry yourself in this world. But when I say step back, I mean you can change how you interact with her. There's a difference. One is how you interact with her, one is who you are and how you carry yourself in this world. So at first it might sound conflicting, but I'm meaning two different things. But I feel like it is okay to sometimes when you feel like you're not getting something out of this connection that you take a step back. I was saying this to someone earlier. I think it was Mandy, that while there's a difference between settling and compromising. And if you are going to come to an agreement with her, even if it's like a silent one, or where you're like, okay, I'm going to give you more time. In the meantime, I still need to make sure I'm getting something out of it. So if you don't feel like you're being valued by her in the meantime, you're going, I'm giving you your space. I'm letting you figure your shit out, but I need to be getting something in return. And if you don't feel like you're getting that, if you don't feel like she's valuing you, it is okay to take a step back. It doesn't mean you change who you are. It doesn't mean you get nasty, you get mean, you get rude. It just means that you take a step back, you politely remove yourself from the situation. Because what's happening is spirit wants you to make sure that you're getting something out of this connection. And I think a lot of the times you can neglect yourself and neglect your wants and needs because you're too worried about catering to hers. So something to consider at all times is, what am I getting out of this right now? What am I getting out of this? And it could be friendship, okay? It could be companionship. It could be communication, consistent communication. It could be feeling like you can depend on her, rely on her if you need to, or you can confide in her. Really, it can be anything. It doesn't have to be romantic, but you have to feel like there's not this energy suck, this vacuum that all of your energy is going into and you're getting nothing back in return. So that's just also something to consider. I guess it's not really guidance, but maybe it's just worth a mention that no matter what you guys are going through, you have to be getting something out of this connection. You have to feel like you're getting something of equal value in return from her. Because if not, then you need to take a step back because you don't want to be giving more than what you're getting. And I think that's just something to remember. But that is what I have for you, James. We're going to move on to Sweeter. Sweeter donated for a mini reading. I wanted to ask about the process of how my new townhome is going to come about before October. All right. Let me update the donation list real quick. We are going to close the list now. All right, that's the update. All lists closed. And shuffling for Sweeter. I wanted to ask about the process of how my new townhome is going to come about before October. Okay, so what they're showing is like feeling overwhelmed or mental overload. I think that you're putting a lot of pressure on yourself to have exactly what you want, exactly when you want it. And so I do think that there are certain elements of this process that you are going to get, what you want. I don't know if it's going to go exactly how you're looking for it to be. There could be some things that might not quite be up to your standards or expectations, but I feel like you're working very hard, and I think that you are ultimately going to get what it is that you want. Four of Swords is here, just talking about like a lot of stress. So please, please, please don't put a lot, like so much expectation on the situation that you're starting to like stress yourself out. Also remember that there's a lot that you can do, but not everything is going to be within your control. And the higher expectations we have, while it's fair to have expectations, but the higher they are, or the more unrealistic they are, the more we leave room for disappointment. We also want to be very happy with like what we have while we have it, because happiness is not a destination. So keeping in mind, I know that you're looking for this dream place in this perfect ideal time, but you're adding a lot of stress onto your life. I do feel like this move, this townhome, this place that you're going to get is going to be a place of peace, relaxation, quiet, essentially like a sanctuary for you. I think you're going to keep it very like clear of negative energy. You might be very careful as to who you let into your home because you don't want any negative energy in the house. So if basically that's like your place, it's like your sanctuary, your oasis, and you're going to be very picky about who you let there. So for example, once you move, and I guess this is not a part of the process of how it's going to come to be, but I'm getting a vision of how it's going to be once you move. If you want to hang out with someone, it's probably not going to be at your place. Like you're going to be like, let's go to your place, or let's go to eat, or let's like basically get out of like, you just don't want your house to be an option for people because that's your zone. Like that's your place. And you're going to be very, very selective as not that you're not going to have people over, but you're just going to be selective about it. I feel like there's a lot of planning for the future. And so while we can put a lot of eggs in the basket of the dream place at the dream time, I guess like Spirit's just trying to have me set reasonable expectations for you, that there may be certain things that you don't want no, not that you don't want. There may be certain things that just aren't living up to the expectation. But I do see with the world is actually in reverse. So what they're saying is that there's a chapter that's coming to a close for you, that you are going to be in this period of transition, but it's going to feel, I don't know if incomplete is the right word. There's something missing here, sweeter. There's something missing. And I think that you're going to understand once things start happening for you, that you're going to feel like it just didn't work out exactly how you pictured it. And I think maybe Spirit's just trying to set you up with the right mindset, so that way you're not like completely disappointed, because you're making a big move and you're doing great things and you deserve to be happy and feel like it's a win and feel like it's a success, even if it's not exactly how you pictured it. But the Ace of Pentacles here is saying there's abundance here for you. So let's just say you had 10 things on your list of what you wanted. Maybe you only get 8 or 9 of those things. So just don't overly or set your expectations too high that you don't enjoy the progress that you have made, if that makes sense. I do see you severing ties with your current location. If you're living with people, you're saying your goodbyes. We have the 10 of Swords. So multiple cards here indicating the end of a chapter, and moving on to your next season of life. I have the Wheel of Fortune. So overall, you're very, very lucky. And this means good luck and good fortune being on your side. So I think that, oh, this is weird. The Tower just came out alongside the Wheel of Fortune. Why is the Tower here? Why is the Tower here? Okay, so sweeter. The tower is being clarified by the Seven of Pentacles. So it's kind of what I was saying before, is that something isn't going to go through exactly the way that you wanted. I keep getting that message. This could be the timing. Maybe something falls through and you can't get it next month, or maybe something is missing. Something that you wanted specifically is just not going exactly the way that you wanted, but it doesn't mean it can't turn out great. I'm going to give you a quick example. When I first got engaged to my husband, I really wanted our wedding to be on 11/11 because our anniversary is on 11/1. And I thought 11/11 would be a great expansion date. Plus, I've always really resonated with that number. Plus, he was born on the 11th. Our anniversary equals 11, so on and so forth. So it's just thought 11/11 would be great. It turns out that the place that we wanted to have the wedding at did not have the date available. As a matter of fact, it's a very popular date, of course, and that the park was not going to be open because we got married at a park, and like a national park. And then they did say that we could have the weekend of 11/1/11/4, and I was like, okay, that's actually not too bad. And they actually extended the date of the opening specifically for us in our wedding. So in the end, it worked out. And I remember getting like a lot of yes, no answers. You know what I mean? And they're like, no, you're not going to get 11/11. No, you're not going to get 11/11. I'm like, God dang it. But it actually ended up working out amazing. That was like the perfect date, the perfect day. And we got legally married on 11/1 anyways. So that being able to keep our dating anniversary with our marriage anniversary ultimately was a win in the end. So that's basically just an example of like how things might not go exactly how you pictured it, but it might even be better than in the end. You know, it might have worked out even better for you than what you expected, or just as good. So that's essentially your message. You said, I'm just happy because I'm moving finally after leaving my ex I have the DV case with. So yeah, so remember when I said like severing ties? So the Ten of Swords is essentially like the end for you. It's indicating that you are starting anew, that you can only go up from here. And the Ten of Swords is like the specific phrase of severing ties was like really specific for me because it makes me feel like you're really cutting cords with this connection, and you're saying your goodbyes. You're saying your goodbyes to the past. You're saying goodbyes to the trauma, the abuse, all of that. It's like essentially you're walking away and able to start anew. And I remember saying that oh shoot, what was it? Oh, a new season of life. And for some reason, Spirit wanted me to word it that way specifically because they wanted me to, I guess, paint the picture of the fact that you are completely starting over and that this is a completely different life that you are starting. So I think that's great. I'm really happy for you about that. I'm closing off family. I don't want them to know where I'm moving to. They are not welcome. That's what I meant too about like you protecting your peace. You're going to be very selective about who you allow into your new place. That's like one of the clearest message that I was getting is that like your home is your sanctuary. You're not going to want to invite people over really. If you're going out, if you're going on dates, if you're hanging out with friends, whatever, it's not going to be at your house. And I think that's very smart. Like, I don't typically invite people over my house either. I don't like a bunch of different energies in my home. And this is just my piece here, you know? So I'm with you. I get it. But that's what I have for you, sweeter. It may not exactly have answered your question, but I feel like I got a lot of specific details that you needed to hear. So I hope you enjoyed your reading. Next up, we have Rhoda with an in-depth reading. Smiley, I saw you posted. You're welcome, sweeter. You're welcome. All right, let's move on. Rhoda. My computer is frozen. What's going on? Okay. Rhoda, if you're here, please check in. Oh, I see you. Okay. So you said, I'm having a lot of crazy vivid dreams lately about being high or drunk. Oh my gosh. You've been clean a year and a half. Okay. Well, good for you. First of all, congratulations on that. I would like to know why I'm having these dreams. Okay. Why is she having these dreams? Okay, so the first card that I have is the Hanged Man. This can talk about feeling bound by this, feeling maybe limited or uncertain. Sometimes it can talk about a lack of direction or a needing for release. I'm also seeing like kind of like a judgment card of absolution and forgiveness that you need to give to yourself. I don't feel like these are premonitions or anything like that, but I think with dreams, a lot of the times our subconscious comes out and it could be something that you're worried about, something that you feel you could succumb to again. And I think that you just might feel very bound by this specific addiction, like because it's a constant battle. It's not really something you can just put behind you as much as you try. So I think that feeling bound by this, or feeling chained or trapped by this, even on a subconscious level where you like think to yourself, could this happen again? Even though you can trust yourself that you're not going to. I think that it can always be a worry. And I think that it's going to come from just needing to have more trust in yourself. But there's not really much you can do about your subconscious mind except for, inner work and inner healing and becoming stronger, which I'm sure you feel you're getting stronger every single day. But the Hangman is basically like you, not consciously, not in your mind daily, maybe before, but not really right now, but subconsciously, because the Hangman is like flipped upside down. So it's like all the things that are underneath in your mind, in your subconscious, and your worry about like being bound by this forever, and feeling like every single day, is that going to be the day? Is that going to be the day that you do well or that you don't do well? And I think that in our dreams, our subconscious just comes through. So don't take this as like, oh, that's what's going to happen, because I don't believe that. I believe that we are mentally stronger than, and we can handle a lot in our minds. There's been a lot of like quantum science and studies and things like that, that most of our reality and what we experience is what we believe. Easier said than done, but I do think that our mind holds a lot of power. And I think that as long as you can continue to heal and continue to address the source or the origin of this pain, that might lessen your circumstances of finding yourself in that situation again. But I think it's more so just the unconscious or subconscious concern or worry of having to battle something like this on a daily basis. Momo, you couldn't see my post. This is the first I'm seeing of you. Did you post earlier? I might have missed it. I have the Queen of Cups, the Four of Swords, and the Six of Cups here. The Queen of Cups I sometimes see as the mother. The Six of Cups I sometimes see as the children. And we also have the Four of Swords. So I don't know if you have kids or not, or if you're worried about something like this coming between you guys, or even your family. This could also just be like a worry manifesting in your dreams. Six of Cups talks about like your children. It can also talk about being reunited. And like the Six of Cups here is like literally cups. So if you said that you're having dreams about being high or drunk, etc., the cups literally hold alcohol. So I think that maybe you're worried about some type of relapse or reunion with a drink or something. But yeah, the Queen of Cups talks about dreams. It talks about being a mom or being the mother. So if you want to confirm that with me, if you are a parent, that also might be a theme here and you're worried. But I think it's just really underlying concern. We have the Four of Swords, which literally talks about like insomnia. Maybe through these dreams, you're not really feeling like you're getting like a lot of rest either. You said you've had 5 in the past week. Usually, vivid dreams attribute to not getting a lot of sleep or not getting well rested sleep. Sometimes, if you have really vivid dreams, you can wake up feeling like you didn't get any sleep at all. You attended a Reiki session and did cord cutting. You do have kids, and mending those relationships are your main focus. So that's kind of what I was talking about with the Queen of Cups and the Six of Cups, is like, because the Four of Swords is in between it. And the swords can talk about like worry, fear, anxiety, introspection. It can also talk about like healing and getting professional help or medical assistance. And that card is sitting between you as the mother and your children. And so maybe your worry is manifesting in your dreams too, because you're thinking to yourself, if I relapse or if something like this happens, not that it's going to, but if you're thinking about it, potentially you can be very concerned about the status of your connection with your children. So because you're mending those relationships right now, and that is your main focus, it would make sense that your fears would be coming through in your dreams because, you know, your relationship with your kids is your priority. I'm so sorry to hear that. I'm sorry you're so exhausted. I can stand in solidarity with you and let you know that I have a lot of like I don't know what the word is, like basically dreams that come true, like I guess premonitions, prophecies, whatever you want to call it. Whenever I have very vivid dreams, especially mediumship dreams, I feel so freaking tired after. Like I feel like I did not get a good sleep at all. Not really many people I know can relate to this. So when I tell you that I understand, I really mean it. Vivid dreams can sometimes almost feel more exhausting than just not getting a good enough sleep. And I'm really sorry to hear that, but I don't think there's anything really to worry about, Rhoda, in terms of these dreams. I think it really is just like your fears coming through, and I think observe them, appreciate them, give them the respect that they deserve, and then just let it go. I think the more healing that you do, the more that you work on your subconscious mind, again, the more Reiki, the more, just like every single day that goes by where you're healing, you're just becoming stronger and stronger. And I think that these dreams will lessen and lessen, but just know, I think they're always, even if it gets smaller, right? Even if the fear gets smaller and smaller and smaller until it's a little speck, it's still always going to be there in the back of your mind. Just hopefully over time, these things can lessen for you. I don't think it's like meaning that this is what's going to happen. I don't think that you have anything in that regard to worry about. Yeah, but it's tough, I'm sure. And I'm sure, like, because they're so vivid, it probably puts you in a really weird, maybe even bad headspace, even because it's almost like you're living it without actually living it. So I'm sure that can be really hard. But hopefully you wake up happy, knowing that that was just a dream. Maybe waking up in real life now is um, more peaceful than how things used to be for you. Maybe you're more grateful to actually wake up because you know that those things are just dreams and they're not your real life. I don't know. But I'm proud of you and you're doing good. I wasn't really thinking they were premonitions, but I haven't had any dreams like this except twice in the whole year and a half, and all of a sudden it's like I'm bombarded with them. I don't know if you have access to your Reiki practitioner, but you could always communicate with your Reiki practitioner if you have access to them and just let them know like what you've been experiencing. It really could just be residual effects of the cord cutting. You know what I mean? Um, Sometimes it's kind of like an earthquake, you know, you have the main earthquake and then you have the aftershocks. It's like maybe this is just aftershocks of the Reiki session. It's just the residual stuff that's still there that's got to get out or something. Okay, good. I'm glad that you can communicate with her. You're thankful for where you are in life. You're grateful for what you have. That's amazing. You're the richest person on earth. If you have that mindset, you're the wealthiest person around. You're very welcome. All right, Denise. So you said love option 1. Love option 1. I haven't done a love option 1 in a minute. All right, so how you feel versus how they feel, your intentions, their intentions, what you need to know, and the underlying energy. All right, Samuel and Denise. Samuel and Denise. All right. So, Denise, I feel like I'm seeing a lot of you in this reading, and I'm not seeing a lot of Samuel. So, a lot of times, what that will tell me is that you're putting a lot more effort or energy into the connection than they are. Now, if I'm wrong, please do correct me, but a lot of the times that is what I see. So, for instance, you're showing up as the Queen of Swords, you're showing up as the Empress. I feel like I'm getting a lot more you. I hope that's changing. I don't know. I don't feel like I'm getting confirmation on that yet, but I did cut the deck and I do see the Four of Wands and the Two of Cups. So what that tells me is that there is a lot of potential for this connection, for marriage, for just life partnership, connection, relationship, commitment, so on and so forth. Lately, I've just been mirroring energy to be on the same page. Okay, that's good. But you're heavy in this reading. So it could even be like a mental energy that you're putting towards it as well, okay? There, like I said, there is potential for marriage, commitment, life partner. I don't know what stage of the relationship you're at right now. If this hasn't gotten off the ground, this makes a little more sense to me. If you're already in an established relationship, I'd be more worried. So if you are already committed in a relationship, etc., like boyfriend, girlfriend, fiance, husband, wife, whatever, this reading might not be great. But if you guys haven't gotten there yet, then this isn't so bad. I do feel like you've got a lot of mental energy onto this connection. I think that there's a lot of things that are working out that aren't quite exactly how you pictured it or how you could have wanted. You might even feel like you're worried or you're concerned or you're not sure what's going on here. The Nine of Swords here, in terms of how you're feeling, is talking about a lot of mental anguish or mental overload or stress or something like that. Like, I feel like this connection is just not exactly what you want. It's not what your dream, well, like how you would want it to be. If you could have your choice, if you could have your rathers, you would not be picturing this connection with him. You'd be picturing something better. And the Nine of Swords just talks to me or tells me that there's a lot of like anguish that you have over this connection. You're really trying to do your best to just stay level-headed, but it feels like this is something that you think about a lot. And I don't really know how else to explain that. It just seems like you're trying to play it cool. You're trying to be chill. You're trying to like, whatever will be, will be. You're really trying not to control or force this. But at the same time, it is something that takes up a lot of real estate in your mind every day. I think that you are struggling more, I guess, or like worried more, concerned more. I don't know what the right word is to say about it, but I think it's definitely consuming you more than it's consuming him. I feel like he's over here, he's the sun, his feelings are, he's not worried. I don't think he's stressing or anything like that. I think he's just over here having fun. The sun is here talking about how he has a positive mindset. He's like feeling free, feeling fun, feeling happy. The sun can sometimes talk about immaturity. It can talk about that he's not quite there yet. He said, I'm just wondering where to categorize him in my life so I can know where to place him. I think I get you. He's not very strong on putting down roots right now, Denise. He's not very strong in the mindset of commitment right now. It doesn't mean there's not a potential in the future, but if you're looking for something now, this is not it. I think that's the category you need to put him in. You need to look at him as someone who's just having fun, who's doing them, who is taking things day by day, not really trying to get too serious right now. That's where he's at this time. The sun can sometimes talk about childish behavior or could talk about children being a theme in your connection. It can talk about immaturity, meaning that he's not mature enough or developed enough to be in a place where he's ready to like settle down or anything like that. It doesn't mean that there's not potential there, but what I like to tell people and always remind people is that potential does not mean that's where they are. It just means that maybe one day, and you can't base the decisions that you currently are experiencing off of something that one day might happen. You have to face what's right in front of you and make decisions based on that, not the potential, because the potential is going to fuck you up. The potential is going to have you staying in situations way longer than what you should. as your reader, I'm not going to lie to you. I do see a future potential here, but I'm not going to advise you make decisions based on that. You said, Aquarius, always thinking in the future. Yeah, you're like, I don't need marriage right now, but eventually I want it. I got you. Yeah, so that's kind of where it is I think that you're putting a lot more. I don't want to say you're stressing because, like, I don't want to assume anything or, like, put words in your mouth, but you get what I'm trying to say when I'm saying I think you're a lot more, like, thinking about this than he is. Like, I think you're putting a lot of focus on what is this? What's going to happen here? And I think he's over here, like, la-di-da, skipping down the road. Like, I think he's not worried about it. And I don't really know. I don't know. I mean, that could be good because opposites attract and maybe you guys would balance each other out. But yeah. So let's look at intentions. I think you're looking for compromise, Denise. I think you're going, just tell me what we are and we'll figure it out. But I just need clarity. Like, I think you need someone who's going to be very direct with you. I do not think Samuel is that person. I don't think Samuel is the type of person that's going to come to you straight and be like, this is what I'm thinking. This is what I'm feeling. This is what my intentions are. I think it's going to be like pulling teeth, trying to get this information out of him. I think it's going to be a struggle. I think his intentions are to avoid conflict as much as possible. And I think you are just like, I just need clarity. I just need to know where we stand. I know what you want. I need to know what's going on here. And I think that you're willing to compromise. That seems to be the theme tonight. Are we settling or are we compromising? And I feel like that's you. I think you're willing to work with him. I think you're willing to compromise with him. Like you said, you're not trying to get married tomorrow. You're just like, I need to know that there's a future here or the basis of a future here. And I don't think he wants to give that to you because I don't think that he is in a position to make that kind of decision right now. I think he's having too much fun just doing his own thing. It doesn't mean that he doesn't have interest in you. It doesn't mean that he doesn't feel attraction towards you. It doesn't mean that he doesn't like enjoying you and your company. But I think that his trajectory is different than yours. I think your plan for your future is not the same as his. I think that there's a lot that you don't know about this connection. So, like, the moon is here saying that there's a lot of information that he hasn't given to you. So maybe he hasn't been straight with you and said, hey, this is what I want. It's almost like he's keeping things to himself until he figures out what he wants to do. But that's not fair for you because you deserve to know where you're at. You deserve to know where you stand. The moon is all the things that we're not being above board about. So he's not laying his cards out on the table. Maybe it's a matter of convenience. Maybe he doesn't want to tell you what he's thinking and what he wants. You know what I mean? You like, yes, straightforwardness. You like someone to be direct. Maybe he just doesn't know what he wants. And so he's worried that if he tells you, oh yeah, this is the thing, this is what I want, then he changes his mind later. Like, he wants the option to always have an option. And I just don't think you guys are on the same path, really, to be honest. Not right now, at least. The underlying energy is the Queen of Swords. So I think that, Denise, you're thinking very much with your head over your feelings. He might be too. I don't think there's a lot of, like, enough emotion in the decision making on either side. It's more so what's realistic, what makes sense. And I think with the Queen of Swords energy, it's saying that the ball is in your court, Denise. Like, you are ultimately going to decide how much time he wastes of yours, I guess. Like, you're the one that's ultimately going to decide how long this goes on for. This, from what I can tell, this isn't a bad connection in turn. Like, if you were to come back together in a couple of years or something, I think this would go very differently. But I can kind of see that you're an Empress energy right now. You're like, I want to be a wife. I want to start a life with someone. I looking to get married at some point, you know, like you're looking for your person. And I don't think that Samuel is showing up for you the way that he needs to for you to feel confident moving forward with this connection. Yeah, that's why I already set boundaries and why I took the friendship route. He's younger than me, unfortunately. Yeah, actually, it's funny you say that because the friendship card is here. The Three of Pentacles that I mentioned earlier, we were talking about you just want to know like where you stand, and if that's friends, then great, and if it's something more, then great, but you just need that clarity. I don't know if you remember me saying that, but that's what that card is. That card talks about like compromise. It's like, I'm cool with whatever, we'll figure it out, but I just need you to tell me. So, and that card means friendship. It means working together, collaborating, teamwork, friendship, that kind of thing. So, yeah, I mean, if you were to ask me in this energy if it's something that you should pursue, I would say no, considering what you're looking for. This is not aligning. This connection with this person is not going to give you what you want. Not right now, at least. Or maybe ever. I'm sure he wants to ruin the friendship and be lovers. I'm like, lovers is messy. It is. It is messy. You know, because feelings get involved. It's a sacred energy exchange. Like, you're gonna catch feelings. And I think men catch feelings too when they have sex. I don't know if it's as much as women do because women are creators and transmuters. Um, Men are just like, they offer themselves, I guess you could say. But women are transmuters and creators. So like we can take what they give us and like multiply it and make it something more than it is. But I still think men can catch feelings too through sex, to be honest. And I think that it's not something that they're aware of until it's too late. Because I don't think that in the moment they realize it. But that's why a lot of these men that you were pining for and wanting them to realize your value and you eventually move on. It's why these men come back after you like 2-3 years later, is because they didn't realize, oh shit, I'm actually hooked and didn't know it, and now it's too late. So yeah, it's kind of crazy. He's also younger, so he's got some catching up to do. He's got some life to live and some catching up to do to get to where you are. It's 11:11. Woo! On my clock right now. So it's the right person, wrong time. Yeah. Yeah, totally. I totally agree with that. Yeah, I can't blame him too much. He wants to sow his wild oats. And there's nothing wrong. That's why I tell people, I'm like, just because they don't want what you want doesn't mean they're wrong. It just means you guys are not in the same place right now. That is okay. Like, we're all here to live our own individual lives. We came into this earth to live our own individual lives. Like, if someone doesn't see life how you see it, if someone doesn't want what you want at the time that you want it, like, that is okay. It doesn't mean that they're a bad person. All right, Smiley, we're shuffling for you. After Smiley, I have Rhoda, then Denise, IJ, and Philomena. Wait, I'm confused. Oh, that's what happened. Okay. I was getting confused. Sorry, guys. Hold on. All right, Smiley. Sorry, Denise. I did already get you. Sorry. I hadn't updated the list. I was so confused what was going on. Yeah, sorry about that. Smiley. My inspection and move-in was supposed to be for the 16th. My inspection wasn't passed because of string on the attic. They kept pushing it back. Smiley. I know, I'm so sorry I was confused as heck. I was like, what is going on? I needed to update the list. I'm sorry about that. But I got you. I took care of everybody. We're good. So Smiley, we're shuffling for you now. But I am confused. What does a string on the attic mean? Momo. Sorry about that, friend. I forget that you are Smiley. I think that's where I was getting confused because you came in as Smiley, donated as Smiley, and then you came through as Momo. I don't know why. I cannot get that straight. I know that you are Smiley and Momo. I know that. But I think I forget that. And it's like hard for me to remember. So I think that's where I was getting confused. Okay. So Smiley. Oh, pull it down to get into the ceiling? Okay, let me shuffle. That sounds kind of sus, but let me shuffle here. Inspection and move-in was supposed to be for the 16th. And my inspection wasn't passed because of string on the attic. They keep pushing it back. What is going on here? What is going on here? Rhoda, if you want to post your question, friend, you can do that as well. What is going on? Okay. Are they lying? Are they lying? Are they lying? What is going on? Ooh, okay. So Smiley, there is an issue here, and I think that they are using this as a way to kind of push things off. What I'm hearing is that Smiley, they're trying to buy their time. So there has been some kind of conflict or issue. I have the 5 of Wands, which literally means external conflict, that they made a mistake and they're trying to fix it. They're using this string on the attic as a way to buy themselves some time to fix this issue. So the problem is not as big of an issue as they're making it out to be. I think it's an issue that could be quickly resolved, and they're making it seem like it's a bigger deal than it actually is, if that makes sense. Like, it could be quickly fixed. They could be quickly remedied. The string on the attic is like, whatever. They can fix that. I think that what they're doing is making it sound to you like there's like it is a bigger problem than it actually is, because they're trying to buy themselves time to fix this problem. I think there was a mistake that was made on their behalf, is what I'm hearing. And in order to right this wrong, they're trying to buy more time to resolve this problem. So they're telling you something that's really not that big of a deal and making it seem like it's a really big deal. So that way they can try to do all this stuff under the table, fix this problem under the table. I am wondering if, like, maybe there's some type of stipulation, like maybe this unit wasn't available, or maybe they had it on hold for someone else and then they double booked or something. Because I'm seeing 3 of cups. So I'm seeing that there's a third party situation going on here that they're trying to fix. They've told you you could have it, and now there's an issue that's coming up, I think because of a mistake that they have made. So they're trying to figure out the choices, the options, whatever, 7 of cups, in order to make everybody happy. That's what they said, and they rescheduled for Tuesday. Then today, now they're saying they're waiting on them to give us the say, so to let y'all start moving in. That's what I'm getting. You said no, it wasn't. They're all brand new. That's good. I mean, that's the part that is kind of confusing to me, is that if they're all brand new, what's the problem? Like, usually when you have inspections on stuff, it's because it's been lived in, or I don't know, whatever, like whatever it is. Basically, you're getting an inspection to basically see like what is wrong with the place because it's been lived in before. That's the part that I'm confused about. Because if it's brand new, what's the problem? You know what I mean? It should have been built right. So I think, this is what I think, is that they pulled the trigger on something with you that they shouldn't have. And maybe they need more time. That's really the main thing. I can't really narrow down specifically what is going on here. I'm seeing third party. I'm seeing another woman involved, or maybe you're the woman that they're trying to instill confidence in. There's multiple things happening. We have the 7 of cups. There's multiple like balls in the air, but there is definitely a conflict. And I feel like the main thing is that they're trying to resolve this issue, and they're telling you that it's one thing when maybe that's part of it, but really there's like a other situation that's going on and they need more time to resolve it. You said exactly. I already paid my deposit and everything. They put the wrong people in there to run it. Ooh. Damn. Well, that's what's going on, is they're trying to put some, like, what is it called? Sweep something under the rug. They're trying to go undetected, and they're telling you one thing, but it's really, there's something else going on. And while I think the attic situation, that might be legitimate, that could be quickly resolved. It's not as big of a deal as they're making it out to be, but it's the only thing that they could come up with where they could save face and not actually tell you what's going on. Will she be in there next week? I'm getting a no. Will she be in there the following week? Maybe. Next week, no. Following week, maybe. I think you're looking at closer to the end of the month. Beginning of October-ish. This is what I think. I think you'll be in there by October, but I think there's going to be this is what I think, Smiley. I think you need to be calling them every single day. I think you need to be giving them hell. I think of course, at the beginning, you can be respectful and nice and whatever, but I think they need to know that you're on it. Like, every single day, am I moving in? Every single day. Am I moving in? When am I moving in? When's this going to be resolved? What's the status? etc. Because I think at some point it's going to become more of a nuisance for them to have to lie to you every single day. Then they need to light a fire under their ass to get this taken care of. So definitely check the status, stay on them. That what they want is for you to just let it go. What they want is for you to just like believe the lies and let it go. So yeah, that's what I'm saying, Momo. It feels like they keep giving your unit away. That's what I feel like. I feel like because remember I said we have the third party here. Like, I don't know if they've promised this to someone else and then they double booked it or what happened here, because I had mentioned that earlier. That's what it feels like to me, is that they are telling you that something is available when it's not. But I think you need to stay on them. And I also feel like, I know that your deposit has been put in, but if there's like, they definitely at a minimum need to be prorating your rent. Like, you should not be paying at all for any days that you're not there. Trust me, I know that's why they keep catching an attitude. Yeah. I mean, it might be annoying for them, but they need to know that you're not just like over here totally fine with the fact that you're not moved in. Like, either they need to give, well, I mean, and no, because I'm over here going, they need to give you your deposit back, but no, because then they're going to think they're off the hook and then you're never going to get your unit. So, yeah. So they need to hold on to your deposit, because that's really the only power that you have over them right now, is the fact that they have your money. So use that to your advantage. But they definitely should be prorating your rent, though. You should only be, whatever your rent would be per month, divide that by 30 days, and that's what you pay per day, and not a cent more than that. I mean, have you asked them by chance? Like, have you said, hey, like, I need to speak with someone above you or your supervisor? Have you tried obtaining any contact information above them? You went to the supervisor. She's not shit either. And she's the highest up that you can go. Because, like, the only other thing that I'm hearing is Better Business Bureau. That's, like, really the only other thing. But, like, the problem is that if you start going outside of the company, then you aren't going to live there. You know what I mean? Because and it sounds like you really want to live at this place. So it's like, partly you got to play it cool, but at the same time, they've got your money, they've got your deposit, and they owe you. Like, she be the one that's lying, talking about she has everything under control, because at this point I don't have a choice or I'm gonna lose my assistant. Yeah, I get it. So I think that it's really upsetting, and I'm sorry. I do think that you'll be in by like first week of October, probably, more likely. I did ask if it'll be next week, and I got a no, and I got the week after, and I got maybe. So the more we get into October, the higher chances are to moving in. So maybe right now just don't rock the boat too much, but definitely be checking in. Don't let them think they're getting away with something. I would definitely be calling up there like every day or every other day, because they need to know that this is not okay. This is not like the right way or professional way to conduct their business. But considering you really want the unit and they already have your money, I would definitely just kind of try to like ride it out. Even though it's like really shitty situation, you should already be moved in there. I would say if it gets past October, you might be needing to look at alternative places to live. But if you, I don't know. Like, I think cross that bridge when you get to it. I think first or second week of October is kind of what I'm thinking. As far as your move-in date, I think they'll figure things out by then. I can't say that it's going to be the same unit that you were looking at, though. It might be like, it might have all the same things that you wanted, but it might be a different number or something, or a different floor. I don't know. Like, it almost seems like that unit is not available anymore, and they're trying to convince the person that they let live there move out so that you can move in. That's like what it feels like to me. Maybe they're trying to offer them like a free, like, I'm wondering if maybe they let someone move into your unit on accident and they're like trying to barter with them to move out into a different unit, and they're like, we'll give you 2 months of rent free or something if you move out. I know. Will it still be a townhouse? Yes. We have Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, I think it will still be what you want. It just might be a different unit number. But the decision is still up in the air, though, Smiley. I want to be clear about that because they're negotiating right now. They're trying to resolve this issue without you finding out what actually happened. So I think really anything could happen here. Yeah, we'll have to check back in. Makes sense. I 100% agree with you, for sure. All right, so IJ, I have you down for, I think you told me, oh, a love two and a BOGO. Hey, friend, you're welcome. You're welcome, Smiley. I hope you have, I'm so sorry. That's so frustrating. And it's also not, it does not instill a lot of confidence either, right? Because you're like, okay, great. Like, once I finally get what I've wanted this whole time, it's not instilling a lot of confidence in, for you and them, for how your living situation is going to be moving forward. They definitely should be comping some things. They should be giving you something, I don't know, like some, at a minimum, prorating your month when you move in. But I also feel like there should be some type of compensation, maybe like 50% off your month or something like that. I don't know. I understand that things can go wrong with construction. I know that you said they're all new builds and things like that. And I know there could be issues with, like, basically the reading was there's a situation with a third party. So whether that's the people that are inspecting, people that are building it, or maybe they're just making promises to people that they can't keep, but there's the issue with the third party. So there, I understand that things can be delayed, but they should not be taking deposits for units that are not available. That's just not how they should be doing things, you know. I'm sorry. I think Momo, I think you should just do the wait and see approach. I think you're going to have a better understanding of what's going on come October, and you'll have a better ability to make a decision then. Because I think there's just too many balls in the air. I think there's too much going on right now to know for sure. IJ, I'm shuffling for you now. They're still trying to put fires out. You know what I mean? They're still trying to put fires out. So I think they have to kind of see how things are going to settle in. There could be a lot of problems going on in-house, clearly, that they're needing to work through. They have, I mean, especially if it's like new, I don't know if it's a new company altogether, but they might be needing to try to get themselves settled in first before we'll know for sure. You're welcome. Have a good night. All right, love to for IJ. Love to. Philomena, if you're here, you're more than welcome to post your question. You're after IJ. If you want to wait, that's cool too. Okay, so IJ, first of all, blocks are influences. You're pretty much good here with this connection. We have the Chariot. This indicates that you're facing forward, ready for what's next. She's facing forward, ready for what's next. You guys are not really creating any obstacles within your connection. I think that the only influence over this is ambition and determination and perseverance, which is all really good things. But I think sometimes we can let our own individual ambition and our own like single-mindedness and our focus on one particular area of our life, we can forget all of the other things. So sometimes the Chariot, while it's a very, very, very good card, it could indicate that maybe she's not seeing what's right in front of her right now because she's too focused on other things. But it's not necessarily like a block or whatever. It just is kind of like an influence. The overall energy is the Hangman. So what I'm getting from this is that you guys are still kind of in a pause. So it's like a stillness. It's like maybe the quiet before the storm, so to speak. Like, and storm being like where things start really changing for you guys. Not storm like a bad thing, but just like there's the quiet before, essentially. Philomena, I have your question. Thank you, friend. So you guys are still in a pause right now. Looking at different perspectives, you know, making tweaks in your own individual life, that kind of thing. But nothing really crazy. Not a lot of action happening right now for you guys. Not necessarily a bad thing. She's feeling ambitious right now. Exactly. Like, I mean, the Chariot is a great card. It really, really is. But it can indicate that we're not seeing our surroundings. You know what I mean? Like, think about being focused, single-minded. You're not getting distracted, right? You're going for that thing. But you're not paying attention to your surroundings. So while it's a great thing to be super focused, you may not be aware that other things are coming at you. So it's like kind of like driving. If you're focused on getting there and you're looking straight ahead and you're going green light, green light, green light, let's keep going. We're like 4 hours, now it's 3 hours, now it's 2 hours, we're almost there. But if you're not looking at your peripherals. You're not looking to the left or the right of you. You're not preparing yourself for other things that may be coming your way or noticing the scenery, right? You're not noticing the scenery around you. You're literally just focused on the destination and the journey. And while that is a good quality to have, you're missing it. You're missing life around you. So I think sometimes the Chariot can be a fantastic card, but I think also every card has a light and shadow, right? So that's kind of what I was trying to say, is that while she may be hunkered down and very focused on her ambitions, she might be missing the scenery. But her thoughts and feelings for you, we never talked last night after I did that reading offline for you, but I'm getting that she has a soft spot for you that's coming through again. So like the King of Cups and the Two of Cups here, her thoughts and feelings is that you are a person of trust and wisdom and care, and you're a good advisor. You have a lot of love. You're very generous. Thoughts and feelings is that you guys have potential to be very happy or be a very happy couple, be soulmates. These are, when she thinks of you, it's like all good. It's very, very positive stuff. And it's not just like friendship, it's like romantic too. You have a lot of romantic cards. The Knight of Cups, the King of Cups, the Two of Cups, so on and so forth. Again, the energy and her intentions right now. If I say it this way, it sounds bad, and I don't mean for it to sound bad, but it's almost like she's turning her back to this connection temporarily, momentarily. She's got other things that she's working on at this time. So it's kind of like when someone's talking to you, you can hear them, but like if your back is turned towards them, you can't see their body language. You can't really engage because you're over here doing something with your back turned. So that's kind of what it is. It's just not that she's walking away from you. It's just that she's turned her back because she's otherwise doing things and she can't really engage with you right now. Aw, that's so cute. And then how is she showing up for the connection? We have the Judgment card. So this is essentially her saying, I am renewing. I am self-evaluating. I feel like she holds a place for you, IJ. I really do. I feel like she, as I kind of mentioned to James earlier, is this, but it's a different way. This girl's very protective of your connection. I think she wants to do everything she can to keep it as pure as possible. And if that means pulling back her energy sometimes, that's what that means. Because I think that she's trying to keep things as pure and as clean and as protected and as sacred between you guys as she possibly can. And so if she's not having a great day, she's not going to talk to you because she doesn't want to like filter her negativity into your pure waters of connection. But yeah, she's doing a lot of like healing, forgiveness, working through maybe even a little shadow work, self-evaluation. She one foot in front of the other, just keep swimming is kind of like the phrase that's coming to me. She feels like she's got to focus. There goes that water. Oh my God, you're so right. You're so right. Okay. So what should you know right now? Also related, you did see a red butterfly this morning while walking that stuck out to you. Oh, that's so cute. Okay. Let me grab my deck that I like to use on you. Hold on. I'm getting hungry. I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do for dinner. I think I'm gonna make a burrito bowl. I have very limited options. I gotta go to the grocery store. What should he know right now? And when you say what should you know right now, this is just in terms of like your life in general, right? Or is this in particular to her? Yeah, I wish I had peppers. I was thinking about doing like fajitas, so like, but I don't have peppers, so I'll probably just saute some onion, and then it's gonna be vegetarian because I did not feel like cooking up meat tonight. We used our last chicken breast yesterday or day before yesterday. But I got beans, rice, avocado, onion, I think sour cream. I don't know. I'm gonna do something. Whatever pops up, general, whatever pops up. Hey Luna, how are you? Sorry I came late. I was helping my bestie print some things and spend time with her. Oh, you don't have to apologize. Spending time with your friends is more important, but I'm doing good. Thank you for asking. It's wild being back on a live stream. I kind of feel like it's been forever and also like no time at all. IJ, do you spend a lot of time with your family? I'm getting the family card for some reason coming through. But I'm getting like this connection with family, and I'm not sure if it's your current family or the family that you want to build. It could be both. But I think it would be important to... Ooh, the family card is here again with the 10 of Pentacles. That's kind of crazy. Yeah, it's pretty warm. Family is coming through for you, IJ. So this can talk about the things that you inherit from family. You can talk about quality time. It can talk about your ancestry, feeling connected to your lineage, where you feel responsible, where you feel value, where you feel supported. This can also talk about... Oh shit, I just lost it. Hold on. Oh my god, what was it? Spirit, give it to me. I literally just had it. Hold on. Let me see if I can figure it out. Oh, yes. Okay. Thank you, Spirit. So it can talk about like where when you feel connected to your family, it actually serves as like a way to recharge you. So almost like you plugged in like the power cord to your cell phone. Basically, like you get charged up when you feel very connected to your family. You feel like your cup is full. So remember that like if you have a good connection to family, there's nothing like it. And whenever you're feeling like alone or isolated, I don't know, IJ, I view you as someone who's like doing it alone, and you're fine with that. I always view you as someone who's just like chilling, you know, you're just doing your own thing. And I don't know why, I just view you as like a very strong, independent person. And maybe that's just the energy that you give off, but I think it's very important for you to continue to remember that you can get recharged with your family, that's a very like deep connection, and that you figure out basically like where you fit into that family and what are the things that you love about it and what are the things that you want to carry on into your future children. But yeah, I don't know why. Family is being brought up very strongly. Maybe you're going to be spending a lot more time with them, or you need to be spending more time with them, because you said that you already do, but there could be something going on with the family in the near future. Oh, holidays. It could possibly just be like the holidays and stuff coming up. I'll see you another time, Luna. Just want to drop in and say hello. Oh, hey. I hope you have a good night, Amy. For the most part, I am chilling, but I also do value family. So, like, I think maybe potentially just knowing that you're coming into a time where you're going to be wanting to spend more time with them, or just, like, don't forget that if you're feeling kind of low, that you can get that recharge from them that you want. We also have dreams, very vivid dreams. Are you a cat person? Like, do you, like, if you know, people say, oh, I'm a dog person or I'm a cat person or whatever. Like, are you a cat person? I don't know why. I'm just like, I feel like this could be like your spirit animal or something coming through. I know that you have a connection to the felines. I do know that. But I don't know. I'm getting like cat energy. I'm wondering if at some point in the near future you're gonna like foster a cat or something. There's some type of connection with you and cats that I'm getting right now. Also, I'm seeing acorns. What do acorns symbolize? Growth and potential, fertility and new life, good luck and prosperity, youthfulness, perseverance and hard work, power and authority, longevity, and new growth. You like both your brother has some cats. Okay. Yeah, my sister's the same way. She likes both. She has an affinity for dogs, but I think after her first cats, she's like obsessed now. We used to have cats when I was younger. Yeah, so there could be like a spirit animal, cat, something like that. I feel, IJ, I know I'm getting sidetracked. You are from like royalty. Like you are from like royal blood. I don't know why I get this image for you guys sometimes, or like you. But I literally am seeing like a crown on your head. So this could be like a very strong ancestry. You could have royal blood that dates back to maybe like certain, I don't know, some family connection as well. Or this could be like past life shit that I'm tapping into. But cats, royalty, regalness, like those are words that I would use to associate you and like your history. That sounds accurate. Pharaoh Ramsey, have you told me that before? Holy shit, that's crazy. Would it be Rameses? How do you find something like, how does that happen? How do you figure that out? That is so crazy. Do you get like imagery and like pyramids and things like that? King Louis the 16th? Holy shit. That's nuts. Okay, that makes sense. I was like, I'm getting like you're getting royal blood. I literally see a crown on your head. Okay. Well, I don't know why you need to know that right now. Maybe you need to dig a little bit more into that or something. What about his dreams? Okay, you are going to have some dreams coming through soon with people that you know in this life or have known in the past. So pay very close attention to your dreams. In the near future, you maybe want to do a little like memo on your phone or a little journaling to write this stuff down when you have dreams. What are you dreaming? Do journal entries, dates, all of that. But I'm seeing that you have a person of the past that's trying to connect with you in your dreams. I don't necessarily think that it's her, the girl you ask about. I think it's someone else, but it could be her. Um, Animals are just big. Animals are just a big thing coming through. I think that you've got like some spirit animals around you. I think you may also be susceptible to the cat distribution system or the foster distribution system. If you have the ability to foster and you feel an affinity to that, I definitely would recommend it. It's very rewarding to foster or be a foster. I've done it in the past. My sister does it like multiple times a year. It's very, very cool. You said you have and you feel a connection to Egypt. Funny enough, she does have a pull to Egypt too. That you guys gotta go. You really gotta go to Egypt. I had a vivid dream this morning that felt real. I think dreams are going to be heavily important for you over the coming days. Yeah, it's so real, isn't it? It's so crazy. Oh my God, I cut the deck and I got the travel card. What were we just talking about? That's crazy. Yeah, cat distribution system is so real. So freaking real. I had a cat that every cat I've ever got, I was not looking for it. Every cat I have ever fostered or had, I was not looking for it. It found me. Like the people who actually intentionally go to like the SPCA or something, like if they physically go there and go, I want a cat, I think that's wild to me, because any cat that has ever been acquired like in my family, I think except for one, maybe, it was just happened upon. I literally had a cat follow me into my sister's house one night. I was like coming home and I was living with her at the time, and I parked and I was walking inside and the door was still open, and I turn around and this little orange tabby just starts walking in, and I was like, "What? Where did you come from? What are you doing in this house?" Like literally just followed me, must have followed me to my car right into her house. And I was like, "All right, I guess I'm keeping you for a little while." And I fostered for a bit, and then we found someone to adopt him. But I was like, it's crazy. It's crazy. I have a few places in mind to go this year and next year. Yeah, I think that's what's up ahead for you. I would pay very close attention to your dreams. You could even be being visited by like a spirit guide who's trying to communicate with you. But it's showing reunion. It's showing someone of the past trying to connect with you in a dream or through your dream. Cats, you just decide you belong to them. And that is exactly how it is. They think you are their pet. They think they're like, you are mine, you belong to me. That's how cats are. Totally 100%. Um I don't know how true this is, but I heard that cats just think that you're a cat too. Like the way they process you as a person is that you're a cat, and that they think that you can't take care of yourself. Like, so that's why if you have outdoor cats, they'll bring you home like dead birds that they killed or dead mice that they killed, because they're trying to take care of you because they think you don't want to take care of yourself. And if they see you sleeping for a very, very, very long time, they're worried. So they like might try to walk on you or wake you up, because they don't sleep like that. They always like sleep with one eye open, basically. They're always on alert 24/7. So I think that when you're completely conked out, that like you're dead or something. So they're like, hello. But yeah, they just think that you're just big goofy cats that don't know how to take care of yourself, when in reality you're the one taking care of them, which I think is pretty funny. I had another two cats. I had seen a mama cat that got hit, and the little babies were with her, and she was on the side of the road, and she must have like just gotten hit. And I saw this cat, or I had the windows rolled on, and I heard like the meowing. So I pulled over. I was like, oh my God. I was like, there's a little cat here. I was like, its mom just literally is dead right here. So like they're so upset. They're like crying. And they're just like, someone help me. I don't know what to do. So I took her, but I saw that there was a second cat that came following out. Once she saw that I was like, I guess, a good person, the other one came out behind. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, hi. So I was like trying to get them both. So I got one of them, put it in my car, and I was going to get the other one, but the other one ran out in front of another vehicle, like right in front of my eyes, and I couldn't tell if it got hit. I was trying to like wave them down and be like hold on, there's a cat in the road, but they weren't paying attention to me. So this little cat, I I don't know if it got scared or what. But it was fine. But like as the car passed and it was like walking off the road, it looked injured. So I was like, shit, I think it got hit. Goes into the woods. So I drive home like, Rachel, I got this cat. There's another cat that's in the woods. I need your help getting it out. So me, my sister, my brother-in-law, we're all deep in the woods trying to get this cat. We finally get it, bring it home. One little chubby dude and then a little girl. I was able to get them fostered through SPCA, and I was fostering them, but I kept going back and forth whether or not to keep them. Long story short, very heartbroken, but I ended up not keeping them. I think about them every single day. And then the 2 cats that I have now that I have with my husband, this was also not one that I chose either. So this was like, his mom had some kittens in the backyard, and we were like, we'll go ahead and foster them. And we bottle fed them. And then we ended up keeping 2 of the litter. So that's how that came to be. But yeah, cats are funny. Crazy. All right, what does she feel comfortable with? What does she want him to know? Okay, what does she feel comfortable with? What she wants you to know. Okay, so whatever you want to tell him, whatever you feel comfortable telling him, whatever you feel comfortable telling him. I'm gonna laugh if like before the end of the year, IJ, you're like, so I got a cat. What she wanted to tell him. All right, so I feel like she doesn't want you to think that she doesn't care. So that's what she feels comfortable with you knowing, is that however present or absent that she is, she doesn't want you to take that as like a sign that she doesn't care about you, your well-being, your connection. She does care. She cares at all times. This is like a really interesting message, and it is talking about water, but like in a different way. I feel like she's the type of person who either is like wanting to start or has been like taking baths or something. But she like somehow you come to her mind when she's feeling a sense of peace. So she's like bringing you in as like an association of her peace and safety. So whenever she thinks of you, I notice is like when she's feeling at peace or she's needing to feel peace. And for some reason, I'm seeing like milky bathwater. And like her just relaxing with like candles all around and just like things that make her feel good. And maybe you're coming to mind at these times for some reason. Maybe she's feeling like an urge to communicate with you or urge to reach out to you. But there's just something, I don't know. It's just like a body of water, bath bombs. Yeah, something like that. Which is interesting because I don't think people typically take baths. I think there is a select few people that will. Like, for example, I would love taking a bath, but I want a separate bath from the shower, if that makes sense. Like, I want a bath that's designated for baths only. I don't want to soak in a tub that's filled with, like, someone else's filth from the shower. So it's like, if I have, like, a clawfoot bath or, like, a jetted tub or something like that specifically for baths, I would absolutely take baths. But I just I don't know. I don't think it's a typical part of like everyone's day. But I do think there are a select few people that are like, no, I need to put some Epsom salt in there and like bath bombs, like you said, and essential oils and whatever, and just like rose petals and just really feel like I'm taking care of myself. Yeah, separate bath and shower, exactly. But I feel like for her, it's either something she's craving to do, wanting to do, or something that she's actively doing, and you're coming to mind at that time. She's saying, like, I'm thinking of him, even if I'm not communicating with him, I am thinking of him, and like, he's just such a cool, good person, you know. I just feel like she has a lot of admiration for you. Like I would go as far as to say like she might say something like I've got a lot of love for the guy. Like he's so cool. I admire him. He's so inspiring. He's so wise. Um but yeah, you're just going in around her mind. Uh let's see. Would it be fair of her to say that she doesn't know where you guys stand right now? Would that be a fair statement? Because I feel like for her, you come with like a bittersweet taste. You come with you're just so sweet to her. But I also feel like there's like that bittersweet situation going on because like while she likes thinking about you and she likes thinking about your conversations and the things that you've talked about, you guys aren't exactly in the place that maybe she wants to be or that you want to be. And so when she thinks about you, there's always like this like a bit of heartache because she has not had the opportunity to realize a relationship with you, or that has not yet to come to pass. And so it's like she likes thinking of you, she likes thinking of your interactions, but it also kind of pains a little bit too, or stings a little bit too, because with that comes with what we have not done, or what we have not experienced. That would be fair. Okay. Anything else? Anything else? It's kind of sad to me because it almost seems like you guys are alone in this feeling that you both are feeling. So it's like you feel the same way, but you guys don't communicate that to each other. And so it's kind of sad because I see you over here and her on the other side, and I see like you going, no, that makes so much sense, like I understand that and I agree with that, and like you guys are feeling the same feelings but you're doing it alone, and like it makes sense why you're not communicating to each other. I feel like you don't want to put pressure on her where it's not needed, and you trust that she's going to come to you when the time is right. But it's also kind of like sad to me. And I think that she wonders, like, are you feeling the same way? Like, she's like, is he feeling the same way? Like, are we both feeling this, like, unspoken, like, everything, you know, unspoken feelings, and unspoken like sadness for the fact that what we want hasn't come to pass, and happiness when we do connect, and just like all the things. It's just like I feel like it's mutual, but I feel like you're going through it solo, and that's kind of sad to me. For some reason that's coming up. So yeah, maybe she's wishing that she was able to communicate these things to you, but maybe she feels it would do more harm than good, because what's the point in telling you something that would just be, if it wouldn't be productive, because if nothing can come of it right now, it wouldn't be productive. But I don't know. I feel like there would be some kind of solidarity between you guys if you could just say, hey, I know you're not ready right now, but this is how I'm feeling about you. And then she could be like, hey, you're right. I'm feeling the same way. I just wish that you guys could at least have that with each other, but maybe in time. But yeah, that's what I'm getting. Do you have any questions? No, no questions at the moment. I guess that's why she doesn't want me to know she watches me the way she does. Yeah, that would be really valid. Cuz like you got to think if you have care for someone and you admire someone and you are like, "Oh my god, like it would be so cool if one day like we could share a life together." But you know that there's some whatever they are, these things are certain things holding you back at this time. Why would you put yourself out there, relate those feelings, knowing you can't do anything about it? That's valid as to why she doesn't say anything. But at the same time, from like an observer perspective, for me, it's a little sad because, like, if you guys could communicate those things, maybe you would feel less alone. Maybe you would feel more validated. Maybe you'd feel more confirmed and be like, okay, you know, maybe nothing's happening right now, but at least I feel like, okay, it's not just in my head. And I know for a fact from the person directly that they are feeling the same way that I am. And that's just nice to get that confirmation. But I think from her perspective, maybe it's putting herself out there in a way that doesn't feel productive because if she's not acting on it or can't do anything with those feelings, why open that can of worms? And maybe that's why she goes back and forth. Maybe when I talk about how she's contemplating things a lot and she's doing self-evaluation and I say those things, it could be this analysis of, do I say something? Do I not? Like maybe she keeps feeling conflicted there, which would make sense. Like I think she's such good a person that she would never want to put you in that position. I think that she feels it would be selfish to tell you, even though you don't view it that way. You'd be like, "Oh, that would be nice to hear." She thinks right now because she's making decisions based off of the information that she currently has, right? So because she doesn't know that you don't mind waiting for her, she doesn't know that you think she's the most amazing person, amazing human, and she doesn't know that you're looking forward to a life together with her because you guys haven't talked about these things. She can only make decisions based off of the information she has, and she feels with what has transpired, she feels it would be selfish to tell you these things because if she's not doing anything with it, and you can't do anything with it, she feels that would just bind you or make you feel like you have to wait for her, which is what she doesn't want. She would never want you to feel that way. And she would never want to put you in a position where she's being selfish and saying, "Hey, I'm not ready now, but wait for me." Like, she's too nice of a person to ever do that to someone. And she feels like all she would be doing is like doing it for her own selfish motivations, when in reality she doesn't understand that that would actually just more brings confirmation for you and make you feel more secure within your connection. She views it as, well, we haven't talked about this, so really the only thing I can think of is that I would be doing it to basically ask him to wait for me, which wouldn't be fair. So what's the point, you know? That's kind of what it feels like to me. You're welcome. Oh my god, where is this tiredness coming from? Have a good night, IJ. All right, Philomena. I think you're gonna go, or I should say, if you go, I think you're gonna have fun. I think you're gonna really enjoy yourself on this trip. I see Nine of Cups, so like things going your way. Basically, whatever you want to happen is likely to come true because the Nine of Cups talks about like wish fulfillment. So if you're looking to go have a good time, let your hair down, maybe meet some new people, that kind of thing, I really think that's going to come through for you. I think this is a really good energy to be in. We also have Wheel of Fortune. So essentially, like karma balancing, um, like basically you're going to receive a lot of energy from this trip in terms of your like, I don't know, maybe your purpose. The Wheel of Fortune is just like essentially like having a really good time because things feel very abundant around you. The Wheel of Fortune is just like good luck, good fortune being on your side. I think travel, this is like a good energy to travel in because likely you're not going to deal with any like delays. Um, on this trip because sometimes it's good to get that confirmation, and I am getting a yes. I do feel though that this time will go by really fast, and I think you're still going to be craving more time in San Diego. I have the world in reverse, which means that you're not quite ready for this to come to a close. So by the end of the trip, you're going to be like, I'm not ready to leave. Like, I still want to stay longer. Or you're gonna, when you leave, you're gonna be like, I need to go back. Like, I want to go back. That was such a good time. So I don't see you closing the chapter on San Diego. I see this desire to return or extend your trip, or both. Um, let's see. I think just make sure that you're being like very protective of yourself. You're not just like getting into vehicles with people you don't know. Um, I think just making sure that you're, because you said it's a solo trip. Don't tell people it's a solo trip. Don't tell your Uber, oh yeah, I'm here by myself. Like, don't do things that can put you like at risk. Um, just be very, very smart. Okay, like that's one of the messages that are coming through. Making sure that even though you're going by yourself, you're not telling people that you're by yourself. Um, I think solo trips are amazing, but I think be very good, good, good. I'm so happy to hear that. Okay. Solo trips are amazing. I think that they're very liberating. I think you discover things about yourself, and I think that you are probably going to meet some pretty cool people. Um, Not sure if those are lasting relationships or not, but I still think that you're going to go and have a good time. I just want to make sure that you're being safe. Perfect. Okay. Glad to hear it. Anything else? Anything else? Anything else? I think overall this is a successful trip. The chariot talks about victory. Um, yeah, so just make wise decisions. I think I don't know why, Philomena, I'm seeing you in are you no, you're not. You're not in California right now. There's a lot of ties for you in California. For some reason, I feel like you keep getting called back to California. And I almost feel like it's like you have unfinished business in California. Like for some reason you keep like being pulled back there or something. Hey, sweeter. I am going to be back tomorrow. I allow that sometimes, sweeter, if you're still on the list, but I do have to get going. I'm getting really hungry. I've been here for over 3 hours. So you'll have to catch me tomorrow. You're more than welcome to pre order for tomorrow if you want. You can be at the top of the list. I'm not sure what time I'll be live, but as long as you're following me on Instagram, you'll see I'll announce on there when I'm live. Philomena, do you have any questions for me? Oh, okay, sweeter. We'll definitely come back tomorrow. The guy I was talking to from LA didn't feel right, so I told him we should go our separate ways. Yeah, that's good. But yeah, I don't know why. I just keep getting a pull to California for you. I feel like there's something there that keeps pulling you back. My Wi-Fi keeps messing up. I'm in a blind spot. See you later. Okay, you're welcome, sweeter. Have a good night. All right, Philomena, that's what I've got for you, friends. Hopefully that answers your question. I'm gonna go ahead and sign off, but I hope you guys have a lovely rest of your night, and I will be back tomorrow. You guys will see me either doing offline readings or live readings tomorrow, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I will be off on Monday and Tuesday again and back on Wednesday after that. So you guys will see me through the weekend. I also have private readings open as well. And then I've got a new schedule starting in October, which will be Monday through Friday. I'll update you guys when that starts. But I hope you guys have a lovely rest of your night, and I will see you guys later. Bye, everyone.